Everybody, Heretic here, and you'll have to excuse my voice. It's a little shot because I have been talking Battlegrounds Duos mode, just released all the information that they have hit us. So let's talk about it. Let's get into all things Battleground. Let's get into the good, the bad, and the ugly, because there's a little of everything. And I am positive and I am negative on this event. So let's see where I really stand. Let's break it all down. First, how does it look? Well, I'm not going to dive into the mechanics because during this event, they said it's very early. This mechanic is a long time from being done. They're still trying to iron things out. They have a thing on the floor, but it's in no way ready for launch. So it's going to be a little while till we see it, but it does look really promising. In this mode, you'll be able to queue with a friend, and then you will play in lobbies where people are grouped. Now, I didn't see anything about there being a matchmaking system for this. So if you want to queue and you don't have a friend, I don't know, maybe I just missed it, if there's a way you can just randomly get into it. It looks like, from what I saw, that you need to have a buddy to do this with. If you don't have that buddy, next time, find a buddy. Sorry. That being said, the mechanics of it are pretty simple, where you have a little portal on the bottom right, and you basically play a game, but you can go look at your opponent's board, and you both can communicate, hopefully through voice chat. Otherwise, there is a ping system where you can thumbs up and thumbs down system. So it's at least a way you can communicate if you don't have verbal. But without verbal, especially in the late game, when you get to APM or some complicated build, it's gonna be really hard to communicate through a series of, hold on, let me right click on this and go thumbs up. And maybe you're on your window trying to do your thing, so you're not seeing it. So I don't know how that's actually gonna be functional, but it's cool that it exists, right? And they put it there so people can't complain. It's some form of communication, it's something. There are going to be new heroes. These heroes are going to be unique to these lobbies because, well, they don't work if you move them in new ones. Cho'Gall was pretty cool. There was a few different ones. One, I forget his name, but when you share you copy the hero power of your ally, so you both will have the same thing. There's some neat things. You're going to have a dual health. So your health pools are going to be merged, and then your armor is going to be merged. And when we run out, you're both dead. Now, my question is, and it's early yet, but what if you disconnect? If I disconnect and you're still playing, do you die? Do you have to play both boards? How do you make this work? Obviously early, but questions, they arise. Is there going to be a matchmaking system for this in so much that we gain or lose MMR? I know it's separate from standard, but some people might care about that. Personally, this just looks like a fun way to play the game for me, but you never know. Whenever you trade a card with your opponent, it's going to cost a gold. So, it's not like you could freely trade unless your hero power or a minion allows that. And it has some really neat synergies and interactions. It's a very different way to play the game. And if you want to queue with a friend, it looks like a lot of fun. As a streamer, someone who has access to a lot of people who want to play with me, it's easy. I jump in chat and I say, hey, who wants to play? And I've got a few people who want to play. And then we go into a lobby and we have a good time. But if you don't have a friend to play with, now we're looking again, can I queue with, is there just a queue system where I can get queued with a random guy? And we've all played with random people. You know how that goes sometimes as a teammate. We've played those, what are they called? We're getting the weekly thing, but the weekly thing I used to play in standard all the time. We've played those where we had to work together to defeat a boss, and sometimes it doesn't work because sometimes the opponent doesn't understand it or just throws on purpose, and I'm sitting there raging. So maybe random people's not the way to go, especially if there's no MMR with it. That's the good. It's early, so we can't really talk too much about it. I have questions and I'm concerned about a lot of things, but that's the good. The bad. The bad, well, okay, this is months away. This is very early. We're not going to see this for a long time. It's hard to be excited about something that's coming, and they didn't give a date at all. They just said next year. I'm going to be optimistic and say it's going to be here by May, maybe June. But are we looking at December or later? Who knows? It depends what kind of hurdles they run into. Also, the bad is we are dividing the player base a little bit. Not a whole, because I don't think a lot of people, especially if there's no queue system, are going to be able to play it. I think the average person who wants to play casually doesn't have a friend who's going to play with them. They're going to get, maybe 3 games a night. Maybe they'll have a friend for one of those games, maybe none. They're not even going to be able to take advantage of this. But when they do, you're not taking one, you're taking 2 players out of the pool. So it does reduce the number of people playing regular Battlegrounds, theoretically. Overall, I like it as a streamer, that's great. But when I'm playing solo by myself offline, I am never going to go anywhere near this mode. I'm competitive. I like my MMR. Yeah, I'm going to fight. Even if I'm not great, I still feel like I have to try. And in this mode, unless there's MMR, I'm not going to care for it. I'm not going to want to try to find someone to play with. I'm just going to want to have fun and play by myself. The ugly. There was nothing at BlizzCon for Battlegrounds. That's the long and short of it. There was nothing for us. They told us about this new mode that's called Battlegrounds Duo, but it is just that. It is a new mode. You are taking players from the game we want to play. You are taking staff that could be making stuff for the game we want to play, and you're moving it. You didn't tell us about anything else new. It's BlizzCon. I want to hear about a new race. I want a tribe, whatever. I want to hear a new hero. I want something. All I got was this. And I am already not super excited about this. I mean, as a streamer, as a content creator, yeah, it's going to be easy. It's going to be fun. I'm going to play with people. I'm going to make videos. I am going to have a good time with this. But as someone who just wants to play Battlegrounds, I don't care. There's nothing for me here. It's just a distraction. It's a shiny thing to look at. Well, you don't show me anything that I want to see. It's my take. What do you think? I want to hear it in the comments below. Are you excited about this mode as someone who plays solo? And are you excited about someone who plays with friends? You can definitely have differing opinions depending how often you're going to play, but ask yourself this. How often have you played Battlegrounds where you had a friend you wanted to play with? And some people are going to have that answer with all the time. It's like, oh, I play with my wife and we all can play all the time. Then there's a lot of people who are sitting there going, well, I don't really have anyone to play with, so I don't care. And there's people like me who play way too much, who are just going to be like, on my off time, I want nothing to do with this new mode because I just want to veg because I'm always making YouTube videos, or I'm always playing for the stream, and I just need to decompress. Leave me a comment below. Tell me what you think. I really want to know. I feel like this is a whole lot of nothing for the average player. And it will be occasionally something really fun. I think it'll be good for like the first month. And then you will see like all the other modes they roll out. It falls off and no one really cares. Unless they super lean in to to support it, but then they're not giving us that in Battlegrounds. So tell me what you think, folks. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the Battlegrounds. Until then, have a great time. Later.